Fucking every hole. Fucking every hole. Fucking every hole. Yeah.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
There it is.
Tell me your name, where you're from.
Nate Sexton, Eugene, Oregon.
Nice shot, Nate.
Welcome to Disc Golf Live Video Magazine, and thanks for tuning in. This episode begins our coverage of the past summer's PDGA World Championships. This time around, we'll focus on some of the age-protected divisions and early play in the Women's Open division. We'll also take a side trip for a glimpse at one of the planet's premier private disc golf courses. We'll get things started right after this.
Production and distribution of Disc Golf Live is made possible through the generous support of our underwriters. Thanks for your support.
With the leaders not yet sorted out in the larger premier divisions, the opening round at the World Championships was the perfect time to check in with some of the smaller divisions.
To the 2013 PDGA World Disc Golf Championships. We're at Lemon Lake County Park in Crown Point, Indiana. It's Tuesday morning. We're going to watch the first round amongst a group of older folks and the open women. We're going to start our taping out today on Tuesday morning here at hole 10 on the red course here at Lemon Lake. There are multiple courses here, 4 sets of baskets, 5 sets of tees, all kinds of choices. This is going to be a nice series of shorter holes here in the woods. Here's a look from the tee pad here on number 10. Okay, we're approaching tee off here. Having a little bit of chaos. There was
Let's write down the name.
a shuffling of the board between last night's board presentation and this morning. So, and there is the
first. I'm second.
horn to sound.
I'm second. You're third because you have the lowest number.
As luck would have it, the start on our chosen hole was not without a little light-hearted drama. Nobody was certain if they were in the right place. They were the only 3 lost guys on the only open hole, though, and it all worked out just fine. They even rustled up a pencil and scorecard.
Should grow. Thanks. Appreciate it.
There's our first deuce of the day.
With all the action on nearby holes, not to mention staff and golf carts, distractions are an ever-present challenge here. The first division to pass our camera today will be the Senior Grandmasters. Masters start at age 40, and Grandmasters are at least 50, so that makes the Senior Grandmasters the 60 and over set.
Nice birdie for Kosovo.
Everyone is still in good spirits as the main competition of the World Championships gets underway at this week-long event after months of anticipation and a couple days of side events.
Good shot.
Holy, that's what you want. There you go, buddy.
The Senior Grands have to like starting on the red course, by far the easiest track here at Lemon Lake.
Chuck Kennedy, a newly minted Senior Grandmaster. Good start for Chuck. And that's a drop in for Bo. Pair of nice 2s here on hole 10.
Our main target this round are the guys a bit older yet than the senior grands. The guys simply called legends. And their even older buddies, the senior legends. They'll be along shortly.
That worked.
Too strong.
There were a total of 20 senior grandmasters competing at this year's Worlds. We'll see more of them in our next episode, due out in January.
Tough cart territory here. Most of this course is a little more open, but a lot flatter. Well, we missed Rick. He was hiding in the woods. Made a nice little putt, which is understandable. He always gets the 2s when we're around. We're going to watch the next few groups here on hole 9. Here's a look from the tee pad on number 9. We'll shoot this one from up there. Alright, well, it didn't hit us. That's nicely done. Wicked little roll.
Players were sorted for this opening round by their PDGA numbers. So as these senior grandmasters have shuffled through, there's been a kind of disc golf timeline passing by. Some of these guys would blush if we started gushing about their accomplishments. A pretty good chunk of the Disc Golf Hall of Fame plays in this division.
Nice save.
Yep, safe.
Beauty.
Davis Johnson, PDGA number 44, holds honors among the final group of senior grands. This is PDGA number 3, Dan Stork-Roddick. Dave Greenwell, number 962, comes next. He'll have to withdraw after this round due to chronic knee problems. Dave Dunapace has PDGA number 987, a relative Johnny-come-lately to the organization. New members these days receive PDGA numbers well north of 60,000.
Probably should have learned how to straddle putt. I had 30 years to learn. The bob position solid. You would think just out of common courtesy.
We've gotten into the legends.
There are 6 legends playing Worlds this year. These guys are all at least 70 years of age. The 3 senior legends who will follow are all 75 or older.
155 feet and a lot of trees.
About the only accommodation to age made for these guys is not being assigned to the longest course here, the Gold Course. There are no senior tees here at Lemon Lake.
Good 2.
Peter Shive leads up the next card. Folks may know Peter as a recent PDGA Board of Directors candidate. He was elected, but decided against taking his seat. He'd already resigned a seat once before.
Nice shot from Peter Shive.
Yes.
Mhm.
Fine.
With 5 rounds to go following this one, the title hunt here at Lemon Lake is just beginning. We'll catch up with the legends later in the show as we begin our look at some Final 9 action.
Nice kick.
Moving down to the tee pad on number 9, we find the 3 senior legends. This trio will be playing 1 round a day this week, missing out on a couple of 2-a-days the younger folks are playing.
Skip up. There you go.
No, don't roll down that hill.
No, I don't think it did.
It sure looked like it to me.
It did roll, but I don't know how far down.
Sweet.
Nice. Nice.
Beautiful shot.
These particularly small divisions seldom end up in tight battles, and turning like this becomes much more about participation and good friends than winning. One division did end up in a tie going into the Final 9, and we'll watch some of that action later on. In the meanwhile, the Open Women's Division is due next.
Have you started your class collection yet? I have. I got all 7.
Now that's what we saw at the World.
ClashDVD. Start your collection today. I've got mine.
It's that easy.
He's looking at a turbo. It tends to go in a lot.
ClashDVD. Have you started your collection? I have mine.
That's got a chance.
ClashDVD. Have you started your collection? I got mine.
We didn't quite make it over to number 8 in time for a view of the tee, but caught a nice drive coming in. We'll get into a better position for the next group. There were a total of 25 contestants in the Women's Open division.
That's a nice two. Here's a look from the tee pad. Pretty much blind shot. Basket's around to the left.
The trio of holes we've seen so far on the red course, 10, 9, and now 8, were until recently part of the white course. There was some reconfiguring between the courses and some new holes have been added.
That one's smoking.
We'll see more of the white course later on in the show. Like both holes we saw earlier, accuracy is more important here than length. This one seems to play a notch harder than the others, however.
Nice little stop off the tree for Crystal Fromm. Very nice drive.
While there is a little standing water in the creek running through these holes, there is no threat of an out-of-bounds penalty. Anyone in trouble here off the tee is well challenged to get up and down for a par. No need for an additional insult.
Good two for Crystal Fromm. Very nice.
These 25 players, like the other divisions, were sorted by PDGA number for this opening round, a rough reflection of how long folks have been playing.
skips deep. Nice throw.
Later on in the show, we'll see a few holes from this division's second round after they have been sorted out by score. We'll catch up with this division several more times during Worlds, and we'll see that footage in an episode coming up next spring.
Defending champion Sarah Holcomb, last on the tee pad. See if she can fix that here. Nothing doing on hole 8 today. We're here on hole 7 now.
Ooh.
Bad timing for this group. We arrived just after their drives, but I don't think we missed too much. This is for a par. That's Sarah Cunningham with honors on this card, hiding behind a tree.
Well, getting through that gap is the first order of business off this tee, and that did the job.
This is Paige Pierce. Corey Hill rounds out this card.
Okay, all three of these ladies safely through. Let's see if they can put up some deuces.
Paige tallies her deuce. We'll give Sarah special recognition on her par attempt for overcoming distraction.
Oh, there's a nice save. Here's a look from the tee pad at number 7. It's a straight shot over a nasty little creek and through quite a few trees. I believe this is the last group of the day amongst the open women. Ladies with the lowest PDGA numbers. Oh, favorable kick out.
That was Ragna Bigdy. This is Des Redding.
One last branch for the rest of the field to contend with.
Elaine King comes next. She was winning world championships back before many of her fellow competitors were born.
Elaine King leaving herself a nice little deuce putt.
Val Jenkins wraps things up. With 6 rounds ahead of them, plus a final 9, there's a whole lot of golf left to play for these ladies this week before someone lays claim to the title.
Nice 2 for Elaine King here on hole 7 at the red course.
We'll see more of these gals later in this show and in a future episode. For now, we'll take a short break, then head over to the white course to catch some of the action among the senior women's divisions.
The Professional Disc Golf Association is the governing body for the sport of disc golf. From local tournaments to the amateur and professional world championships, the PDGA oversees sanctioned events for disc golfers of all skill levels. The PDGA is a not-for-profit organization dedicated to promoting disc golf around the world. To learn more about the PDGA, visit www.pdga.com. Get out and play a round of disc golf. The sport of the future is here today.
To start our next segment, our crew caught up with some of the senior ladies just as the 2-minute warning sounded to get their first round at the World Championships underway.
Ready, set, go. Very excited to be in a group with you, ladies. Okay. The legendary Annie Camel.
All right, this is the afternoon round, Tuesday, 2013 PDGA World Disc Golf Championships at Lemon Lake in Crown Point, Indiana.
Our goal this round was to spend some time with the small but spirited senior women's divisions. As a bonus, we'll be able to catch up with the leading open ladies playing their second round of the day. This is the first of two groups of Masters age players.
Way to do what I was hoping.
That was really bad.
Not. Will help. Okay.
That's why we got a spotter up there. While we spent our morning on a series of relatively easy deuce holes, the holes we'll see here on the white course this afternoon are anything but cupcakes. At nearly 8,100 feet, the white layout plays about 1,600 feet longer than the red.
Excellent. Thank you. Sweet.
Come on.
This is not deuce or die golf, it's survival golf. Well illustrated by this group. Players will use all their shots here and then some. Lisa even goes righty for this one.
I look pretty right-handed. I look fairly right-handed.
Sorry about that, we missed it. So did she. Go over to hole 4. Stand out in the corner and see if we can get these going close. While the fourth hole is a bit more manageable distance-wise, a tree-strewn fairway makes things tough, and a ridiculously well-guarded pin makes a chore of anything but a short putt. Just going to have a look at it. This hole was tweaked for additional length recently, moving the pin past this small stand of trees. Annie wasn't left with much hope for her birdie putt, despite driving well up the fairway.
Sure, that was a putt. Sure. Ish.
Good job.
Barrett makes amends for her uncharacteristically loose second shot with a nice par putt. It will be a bogey 4 for Lisa. The remaining 3 Masters players come next. Okay, didn't hit us, that's good. This division, like most others, will be playing 6 rounds over 4 days, plus a final 9 on Saturday afternoon. Larger divisions will also be cut for a semifinal round on Saturday morning. Judging by these approach shots, there aren't many easy routes to par here.
Shot.
Amy can't quite get her par save to fall, but Pam saves her bogey. That gives Sheila honors with a par. We'll watch this group on the tee of number 5 before joining the senior grandmasters for a bit. This hole is another chimera, cobbled together from 2 previous holes when somebody in charge decided this course needed to bulk up a bit. Later on in the show, we'll see which of these 6 Masters players claim the title when we move on to our Final 9 coverage.
In the middle.
With the Senior Grandmasters division here, midway through hole 3. 4 ladies in this division. This third hole is another of the cobbled together holes, essentially a combination of 2 shorter holes from the original white course design. This is the second Professional World Championship held here at Lemon Lake, following the 2010 Worlds. The multi-course layout makes for a unique event, with only 1 course not in this park being used for the tournament.
Keep riding. Ride. Drop.
The World Championship is a big draw for many of the smaller, age-protected divisions. Yet for the women in particular, other events on the calendar are rising to prominence. Ladies-only events, such as Disc Girls Gone Wild, which we've covered on Disc Golf Live in the past, now draw fields as large or larger than the World Championships. And the United States Women's Disc Golf Championship, held each autumn, also pulls in a crowd. There were 8 senior grands playing this year at the Women's Championship, for example, twice as many as here at Worlds. Lots of factors come into play, but it's entirely possible the PDGA World Championship model, as we now know it, may in a few years be a thing of the past. We'll get a chance with this group to watch number 4 from the player's perspective off the tee.
Yeah, it's left of that brown stick.
Oh, I think it might be in the road.
Plus, they said they lengthened it. They lengthened this, stretched it out over 8. That's working. I'm gonna go see where Sandy went.
This division will play 5 more rounds before the top 2 will be featured in Saturday's Final 9. We'll have some of that footage later in the show. This hole continues to be a battle for many players. The basket in the trees design makes for some tough shot making and a lot of scrambling. Sandy Gast gets our vote for the throw of the day.
Good job.
Wow.
Sit down.
It didn't go in, but that's one of the better shots we've seen all day. Very inventive.
She has a few.
From here, our crew trekked across the course to catch up with the top pro women in the midst of their second round of the day. This is the second card of the Open Ladies division. The first couple of cards worth of players were all within 2 or 3 throws after 1 round. This is the tail end of the 540-foot 13th.
Yeah. Nice 3.
We'll see the whole thing in a few minutes, and you'll have a better idea just what it takes to make a 3 here. These holes are among those created when other white holes were lost or combined. If they look a little rustic, it's because they were just created a few weeks earlier.
pretty happy. Oh, good.
Katrina makes sure this group doesn't get shut out. Nice birdie.
It's Worlds, so we have to have a tree filled with bees. Crew's going to be right on that. Ox is leading up a mission to keep the world safe from bees. Now we'll pick up the top card amongst the open women's division here on hole 13 at the white course. This gets up into those woods.
We've already seen the other end of this hole, where defending champ Sarah Holcomb carded a sweet 3.
They're mean trees.
It's a bit of work just getting up to the edge of the forest. Then the challenge becomes finding a route to the basket. Sarah's 3 is looking more remarkable. Looking ahead to 2014, Pro Worlds will be held in Portland, Oregon. The Amateur World Championships will take place in Minneapolis, Minnesota. PDGA.com will have all the relevant schedule and entry information as details develop. While some of the smaller divisions get a break by not playing the hardest layouts here at Lemon Lake, not so the open ladies. Next up for this division will be the gold course, followed by 2 rounds on blue the next day. Take my word for it, these are some tough tracks. We'll see footage from both the gold and blue courses in future shows.
Nice.
Skip a lot. No, not that way.
There's something about deaths and bees. She's had run-ins with them on the course before, so naturally, her shot goes right at them.
Guess what I'm going to be for Halloween this year.
Val gives the bees a wide berth and comes pretty close to skipping one in.
Try and get that.
Oh,
Nice.
Nice. Ragnar will hang on to honors with a nice birdie, while Elaine drops to last. We'll be back in a bit with Final 9 action among the senior divisions, but first we check in with Billy Crump and the ClashDVD series.